Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
This is great.
Hillbilly Broadcast episode 2. We got a table full here. We got my father-in-law Jeff, brother-in-law Donna, my brother John, my wife Missy, me, Phil. There's Kanan and his wife Mariah.
Who are both homeless still.
I was getting ready to ask her, are you still homeless?
We have upgraded from the bridge to now a little camper. Great.
So
No, you mean the cardboard box.
Well, the camper's much better than the cardboard
So
box.
what you're saying is you completely skipped the Maytag box face?
I didn't really like the Maytag Phil. I'm more of a Whirlpool, my guy.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see a Joanna Gaines episode where she does a fixer-upper on the cardboard box.
You know what? I would just like to see Joanna Gaines.
Fun drinking game, because I know we've all said it in private. I don't know. Every time you're watching a fixer-upper,
Yes.
anytime she says shiplap
Or light fixtures.
or fixtures,
You take a drink.
take a shot.
You take a shot.
And
I would be wasted by minute 3.
You'll be plastered.
Yeah.
I got 30 minutes in, you'll need to call an ambulance.
Oh, no.
I'll end up like Bon Scott.
No, that's funny.
Moving on. Wow. He was a member of a church singing choir back in the day.
You don't mean to know that, you know? Like, oh.
Okay, I got a list of topics here. Oh, you know what? Before we get started, the other day, you were with me. We went down, and this is, we went to the Strawberry Festival down in Buchanan,
Okay.
and it was so refreshing to see people out and about. They had their masks off. You know, things started to come back to normal.
It's pretty nice. That is nice.
You know, I think tomorrow Grafton's having the
Having their Memorial Day parade.
yeah.
Yeah.
So things are starting to come back.
out.
And your mask mandate is not even actually lifted yet, is it?
No, it's not.
So people are just
People
done.
are just done.
They're just done.
They're done.
tired.
This is West Virginia.
I love it.
When
That's
we went to
that's how
Walmart,
Indiana was.
We went to Walmart and no one wore a mask. We
Yeah.
walked right in, no one stopped us. Everybody, we looked, and you could actually see faces. It was
Let's face
nice.
it, for the entire duration of this, I have only wore a mask at work because the state
Yep.
would
Yep.
shut the ambulance down if I didn't.
I
Other
just
than that, I
think
never have.
I wore only when I had to.
it's great to see things getting back, because this has done you think about keeping people cooped up inside. They can't even go to work, so you can't even socialize with people that you work with.
Yeah.
It does a lot to people's psyche. You know, it's bad for them. So I'm glad to see everything coming back.
Oh,
to
yeah.
normal.
It does.
My wife won't let me take mine off.
Maybe you're better looking with it on than off.
You got them pretty eyes, but the rest of it don't work. Betty Davis.
This has been a perfect time for people with pretty eyes. But
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, this is our prime.
Yeah.
now, you, Kanan, and Mariah, you guys live in Indiana.
Yeah.
What's it like out there?
In our area, it is totally relaxed. People are they put their mask away a long time ago. Really, there's a few stores that are still a little stupid, but
So,
for the most part,
How's your like COVID rate been? You've been having
it's actually really good. It's
been declining?
Yeah, Indiana's been on the.
What's your
decline.
infection rate percentage?
That I'm actually not 100%.
what is
sure.
E equals MC squared?
That's basically what you said.
Wait a minute. I know this. Kiss my butt.
Write it down here when it's nicely. They're not folded up really nice. Here.
All right, Stanley.
Well, I'll say, they did see that earlier with Texas, and I'm not getting political or anything, but they withdrew their mask mandate early and seemed like they did okay. So I'm glad to see it going back to normal.
Well, I think everything is going back to normal because of this vaccine that we're getting. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I really was like, wow. Are we going there?
Way terrible.
No.
Okay. Anyway.
I have this paper in my hand.
Start shredding it like we did in that one show.
So I hear you have a book.
Do you have your book there?
Oh man.
People wrote down topic ideas for this episode.
Love and hate.
Love and hate. The Art of War by Sun Tzu. So I got a list here of topic ideas: relationships, camp stories, parenting,
Oh, mercy.
church issues. Oh my Lord.
Let's just go ahead and cross.
I know.
I say we just cross that one out because
That's how you offend people right there.
that's how you, yeah, that's how you make
No,
me
I
mad.
seriously, no. It does need to be discussed because there's some people I know that have been going through a hard time and they do need to talk about it. This is a hard time, like for a friend of mine. She actually just got chased out of a church and I go to work with her. So
That's where politics come in.
church politics.
Politics.
Should we
sued
start
all that.
naming names
Go
and
ahead.
tagging them on Instagram?
Mama's.
We're sliding the mic across the table.
All I know is
Wait a minute,
Polly
your dad
means
has the mic. I'm concerned.
This is really going to spiral out of control.
If you just break
just do it.
Yeah.
Polly means many.
Yep.
Okay.
So many what?
Ticks mean bloodsuckers.
Oh,
And when you got politics, there's a lot of them.
Round of applause, round of applause. Thank you. He'll be
To mention church members.
and he'll be playing here all week at Side Splitters.
Oh
Never
man.
mind the revival.
Watch your garters. We're snapping them tonight.
That's another San Fran experience.
Oh man. Okay, the other two I have life stories. Kana, go ahead, give us your life story.
Oh, let's not.
You know, it's not a rule.
And I'm gonna cross
Long
this one off.
story, but-
Embarrassing moments. I have no desire to.
No, you have to leave
we have to leave this on there because I'm sure my parents can tell you a lot of embarrassing stories about me.
You know,
Okay.
I see. I don't
And-
mind it. I'm just afraid it's going to circle around to embarrassing moments about me.
Oh man. Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Why don't
I actually had a
somebody
perfect one.
else have Kanan say one about you and have Jonathan say one
Now,
about
see,
you?
this
Actually,
sounds like
I was getting ready to. I was
say one about you and the message.
I was actually getting ready to tell one about myself, or I was actually at least.
yes.
thinking
Please go
about
ahead. Go
it.
ahead.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
So
Are we actually okay? We decided on that topic then. That's what.
Wait, is that what
we're
we're starting with?
Embarrassing moments. I can start it off.
Do you want to start doing?
Because it is kind of embarrassing, but it also is pretty funny.
Can we cut it down to just 3 minutes? A story?
We'll do our best. We'll do our best. So we're
Filibuster.
so it was hunting season, and we were out hunting, me and Phil. And of course, that usually consisted of about 10 minutes of hunting, and the rest of the time just
Taking naps.
taking naps and eating breakfast and whatnot. So we were.
we all know we love breakfast.
We all love breakfast. so we're walking up the hill after dark with our guns because we just like to take walks after dark with guns.
After dark or
And,
before dawn?
It was after dark.
Now, like 11 o'clock, right?
Oh, it was late.
Yeah.
It was late. Actually, it wasn't so late because, well, there's this certain church that do let out pretty late. So it might have been close to that time, actually.
Okay.
So we're walking up this hill. The church is letting out,
Right.
and people are driving down the hill. And we are walking, walking up this
Oh,
road.
I remember this.
And of course, we're carrying guns. But every time a car would come down, we would always just kind of, jump off the road. Where
This
no
is
one's in.
allegedly, by the way. Go ahead.
Never. Yeah,
This
exactly.
never happened actually.
Yeah. So we're walking up through there, and all of a sudden he's like, "Car!" So I jump off. Everything's fine. We walk on up the road. Again, another car comes down. Jump off the road. We jump off the road. So all of a sudden, there's a car coming, and there's a guardrail. So we have to take off running. So we're running as fast as we can up the hill. We cut off as soon as the guardrail did. We run down this driveway. I trip over something with a gun in my hands, and I go airborne for I don't know how long, and then just crack my head right into the side of this house. So you just hear from the trip, and then 30 seconds later, boom! Ah!
You heard your footsteps too, so it was like, ah!
I don't even know how the gun didn't go off. Honestly, I don't.
We're out of
We're playing this off. Time for a break. We'll be right back on Hillbilly Broadcast. We're back. After, what was it you said last time? What a break it was. What a break it was. Oh, man. We will not disclose what happened on that last break.
Dad, do you want to continue your talk about like growing
Wait, he was talking. Wait, we have to finish this story. I think.
Yeah, we finished that story.
There was a
My dad was having this conversation.
He's doing red flags.
He was talking.
Flags across the throat.
He was talking. You were telling us how you have a wonderful green thumb. Okay.
I think that's a hard no. Oh,
That's a hard pass.
So we were talking about embarrassing moments. And Kanan gave us one of his, and I think that's good. We can move on from there. We'll make Kanan look like the dummy.
But might as well.
Mariah, do you want to go?
I am guilty free.
Mom, Dad, do you want to tell an embarrassing story about me?
No, please, let's go ahead. Church issues, like I was saying.
What other issues we have on this piece of paper here?
What is the story that you always loved to tell whenever we were traveling around? Because that's my mom's embarrassing story. Mom,
What was this?
would you like to
We have a
have?
dog fight under the table.
Jerry's just all excited.
Go ahead.
So, Daddy, would you like to tell Mom's story about pickles? Dad, go ahead. Go ahead.
Rigsby's don't eat pickles. You know why?
Why not?
Because we can't get our head in the jar.
That's a good point.
You know that moment you're embarrassed? That you're really embarrassed for your family? Like, that's me right now. I'm just like,
Oh, my.
You know that moment when you're.
It's like a land
my
egg.
dad's
Wait a minute, Missy. What are you talking about? What embarrassing moment?
What, for me?
Oh.
See, now my mom.
Okay.
See, now my mom wants to tell my
Here we go.
story. Okay.
Yes,
go ahead, Mom.
this is so cute. I mean, so innocent she was at the time. How old were you?
things have
How old were you? How old were you back then?
10, maybe?
10 or
Yeah.
about 10?
I was a little off.
The our family went on a trip in Papua New Guinea, and we were swimming in the water. Dad had a boat. We were first in this boat that he rented from someone, and one by one we all started getting into the water and swimming, and my husband pulled the little boat, which had a rope. Which had a rope.
Joke off over there.
I'm sorry.
I'm like the only one that notices this. And I'm like, when's everybody else going to start laughing?
So anyway, we were all in the water. We all had life jackets on because we were concerned, we don't want to lose any of our kids. And so we're all walking, and the water is getting, shallower. And my husband was up on the bank, and Missy, meanwhile, is doing this wonderful floating on her back deal, and there she was with this big life jacket on and just floating, just having a wonderful time. The boys were in water about up to their knees, and so it wasn't very deep, but Missy wasn't paying attention to anything, and just enjoying this, free float. And about that time, we're saying, Missy, you can stand up now. No, I can't. I don't know how to swim. Missy, you can get up now. And we're standing over her. No, I don't want to drown. And then about that time, I can't feel the bottom. She really opens her eyes up and looks around and sees us in ankle deep water, and she's going, oh, okay.
I remember like looking up at my dad, and my dad's like, Missy, stand up. And I remember like the sun was hitting his head, so all I could see was like a shadow looking at me, and I went, oh.
Is that Jesus? Am I seeing?
Yeah.
Already drowned.
Have I made it, Lord?
I mean, it's one thing to tell the story once, but my husband, being the
Oh, my
storyteller
goodness.
that he is, has told this many times across the United States. So poor
Well-
Missy, every time she ends up having a red face.
That is definitely an issue because most of us here had. My dad was a was a preacher. Your dad was a preacher. Your dad's a preacher.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm the only one here that their dad wasn't a preacher?
Yeah.
My dad was a truck
Cool.
driver.
Truck driver.
Okay.
What I'm getting at is when your dad is a preacher, you get embarrassed on a regular basis.
Yes.
And I'll tell you one time it happened to me.
If you're married to a preacher too.
I knew a guy who was a preacher, and he had 2 members.
Oh no, Dad. Are you gonna name him
One
out?
guy's name was Nuts, and the other guy's name was Butts. He had
Church members.
nuts and butts.
Oh my!
Oh my gosh! That came out of nowhere.
I was not expecting that.
He did. I knew this man.
No, man.
Yo, fuck from that Hillbilly.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Oh, man.
So I remember one time my dad was preaching somewhere, and I don't even remember what he was preaching about. And he's back here preaching, and Dad would walk down the aisles a lot when he preached when he was younger. And next thing I knew, he's like, my goodness, I love you, Philip. And he reaches down. I'm like 13 years old. Okay, he reaches down and picks me up like a little girl. And like carrying me, he's like, well, I love you, boy. And I'm like, I fail to see how this is saving anyone's soul.
Dang it, Dad, put me down.
I'm on down right now. Embarrassed the crap out of me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wait. So was this during church you did this?
This was during his sermon. Yeah.
Best time. In fact, John's over there. My dad didn't love me.
This was, I don't know if this was at West Hill.
I don't remember that.
Well, yeah, you weren't there.
Maybe I was like 10 or something. In there.
Yeah, you were 10, 11 years old. Yeah.
It definitely embarrassed the crap out of me. Yeah, carrying me around. And of course, that's how you carry women. You know, it's like this. Women are small babies. I am neither at this time.
He's 13 in the awkward age.
But
Yeah.
you're 13 and Dad's like, what, 70-something. He's still picking you up.
Well, I remember Mom saying at the time, she's like, I was afraid he wasn't going to be able to get you up out of there. So then Mom, I guess, in a roundabout way, called me fat.
So it was a double insult.
Wasn't this when you were like 110 pounds or something?
And that's when I became Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, man. Oh, my. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, so there's been a couple of those. Dad wasn't. I think he embarrassed Mom more than he did us. Like the time he had the hanky.
The paper towel instead of a hanky.
Okay.
Yeah, he was notorious. Mom would buy him handkerchiefs. You know, well, he would always just carry a paper towel. And Mom
She
told
would
him,
iron his hankies.
yeah, she'd have them already.
Yeah, and even had bought him ones that had an S embroidered on it.
Oh,
For
my.
our last name,
These are fancy,
Wash
yeah.
and dry them and iron them out, and had them all laid in his drawer, like with these socks and stuff. And he'd always grab a paper towel and shove it in his pocket.
So he's on the platform one time, and Mom told him, she's like, don't be carrying a paper towel because it makes me look like I don't take care of you. You know, I don't do your laundry and stuff. So Dad gets up on the pulpit with a paper towel. He's like, what do you say? He's like, look here, Bevy.
Yeah, like in front of everybody.
He literally pulls a paper towel out of his back pocket, like to wipe his mouth. He's like, "Hey, honey," and like, wait.
Yeah, and I think he even said, I remember Mom said, she was like, yeah, my wife doesn't like it that I take paper towels or something.
Yeah, he's like, my wife don't like when I carry paper.
Yeah.
So here's one for my husband.
Embarrassing about Dad?
Embarrassing, yes. He was preaching at church.
I think I know this one.
And, my husband's always about nice, crisp, white shirt, pressed seam down the side. And just, nice tie, nice white t-shirt, and just very, very nice.
Clean, crisp looking mouth.
Previously, we were thinking, that we want the boys to be able to fend themselves, in case they were ever to get into a fight with someone. And not that they couldn't, but we just wanted to make sure. And so my husband was checking into a karate class for the boys. And part of the karate class was everybody gets a white t-shirt, and it has the on the back it has the name of the studio, the karate studio.
Oh, Tidy Whitey.
And two dragons with their mouth wide open, and it's black ink. And so he's up there preaching about, I cannot remember what the topic was, but he's preaching away, and he gets hot. He takes his coat jacket off, and he's preaching away, waving his hand. And about that time, he says the main point, and then he turns around and he walks back to the pulpit, and you can see through his white shirt the two dragons fighting each other. As the wife of the pastor, I died. I was like, how embarrassing. Everyone saw it. It just...
And I turned around and I went,
They saw many people come to Christ that day. Well, you got a preacher knows karate. So a couple of other things on the list. Does anybody want to hit any of these others?
No, I think we're good.
I want to hear
Embarrassing story.
one about Jonathan.
Okay.
Embarrassing story about Jonathan.
I've been sitting here this whole time trying to think of one.
Yeah, one's not really jumping out.
Yeah, none's jumping out of me either.
He's practically
Such
an angel.
This is his thing. He was probably the brains behind all the scheming, and still got in trouble.
I know when we were kids.
Oh, no. Are you going to say it?
Huh? No. So what we did was, remember how I would make like scary eyes at you after dark.
Oh,
Look.
yeah.
I used to make
So, so I would look at Jonathan in the middle of the night because we shared a room, and I'd be like.
That is for the folks not being able to see this. It is a little spooky.
So anyhow, we'd be there trying to go to sleep, and I'd just rear up with Jonathan and give him spooky eyes. And next thing, Mom! Phil's making scary eyes at me again. So then
Here from the bedroom, Dad be like, Phil, quit making scary eyes.
But then it got to any time I looked at him, he's like, ah!
You just started harming yourself.
Which was funny about Dad. You talk about Dad hollering. So one time I had interrupted Jonathan. He knows where this is going. I had interrupted him, and he's like, Dad, Phil keeps interrupting me. And I'm like, no, Dad, I'm not. Stop interrupting your brother.
You know another one? I know your mom has talked about him.
What?
Okay, so when you guys were both little, I guess you were both in the tub, and you pooped in the water.
No, that was me.
Was it you? Okay. So you pooped in the water, and then Phil was like freaking out because you pooped in the water.
This actually happened 2 weeks ago.
He always wanted to be a logger.
So now, Dad, you need to tell a story about Mom. I will tell it then. I will steal your thunder.
Go ahead.
Are you okay with that? All right. So when I was little, and I'm going to tell a story how my dad would sell it. Well, not that good. But anyways, when I was little, I was about 2, I had this little green parakeet called Pickles. And some reason, I guess, like we put him outside so he gets fresh air or whatever. And
In the cage.
In the cage, right.
Picturing the little blind
And the
boy from Dumb
wind.
and Dumber.
Yes.
You're bad.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're so bad. Okay,
So bad.
He was one of the members of the church.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I can't even. So, I guess the wind blew down the cage and my little green bird flew away. And so my parents, I guess, went looking for him and he never came back. Never came back for like, what, 2 weeks? I think it was. And so I guess, my mom was driving along the Arsenal Courts Bridge or something. Do you want to tell the story, Daddy?
We were having a street meeting downtown.
Okay, so there was a street meeting in downtown Davenport
kids.
with
Bible school.
some Bible school kids, and my parents
In a
were
bus.
very.
Horrible.
But there were kids
So,
on the
and
bus.
then my mom, she says she saw Pickles on the bridge, and she just goes running off the bus onto the bridge, like waving her handkerchief or what she had worn as a scarf, screaming "Pickles, Pickles" at the top of her lungs.
This bird's like, what in the world?
So it's like they're waiting for, I guess it was one of those bridges that would open up.
Yeah.
So the cars were going nowhere. Like they were just waiting there. So my mom was like, "Oh, I have time." So she goes like chasing after this bird, and it looks like she's selling pickles. Like she's crazy.
Get your pickles here. Nice fresh pickles. You can't have a pickle without a
She's
pickle.
like, "Pickles, pickles." And she
Get your pickle now.
nice big fat juicy pickle. So my I guess the bridge opened up and my mom, she's still looking for this bird and she's like all right, and Dad's like, "Hey, come on, we gotta go," and my mom's like, "Go ahead, go on." So they drive off with my mom still looking for pickles.
So then we drop the kids off, and I come back in the car to pick her up, and she's standing there where we left her, and she's holding her hand in the air with the scarf, and she says, "Praise God, I got
And then what? After that, didn't the bird live just for a little bit? But he was sick and he ended up dying. But still, it was so cool.
That is cool.
That is the most embarrassing story. So my dad would tell that story while he was telling a story about me.
So that was like.
entitled Lost and Found."
Oh man.
Get your pickles here.
So if you guys are looking for pickles, you can contact my mom.
You know, there are times though. There are stories. You ever just think back? We talked about this off air, but you ever think back to things you did when you were a kid, or even how you were? And I'll sit there. Sometimes I'll be driving down the road for work, and I'm just like,
Oh yeah. I can't believe I said that. Oh yeah, absolutely.
so many times.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a preacher.
So many times.
Oh,
man. I look back, even like 5 years ago,
Yeah, absolutely.
and I just think, Phil, I hate you.
You dummy.
You dummy.
You're the root of my anxiety.
I think Mariah's the only one that we haven't heard an embarrassing.
He's the only one that hasn't been roasted.
Yes.
Okay.
I've got one.
Yeah,
good
you
one.
do.
I got one good one.
Okay, hurry.
So what was it? We were in the old house in Ponytown, and we were wanting to stay a little extra longer at your place because you two didn't have any work. Or you didn't
I
have
know
to be
this
at
one.
work. Well,
This was a felony.
me and Mariah didn't. Well, or we had to be back for work. Well, my job was pretty easy to get out of. Hers wasn't. So me and Phil run out to the car, and we start messing around with the spark plugs and wires.
Because we didn't want her to lie and say her car didn't run.
Because we were good Christian people at the time.
We're going to make this car not run.
We will make this car not run, which we about damaged it. So,
That's why my car blew up a week later.
So we go out there. So Mariah calls them up on the phone, and she goes, "Yes, I'm not going to be able to make it into work tomorrow." You know, they're like, "Oh, you know, why is that?" And Mariah said, "What was it?" She said, the
Her
sparks.
car would not start.
She said her car would not start, and she said it needs what was it? New sparks and plugs.
I was on the phone with them saying that. I was just talking to you guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was because she was.
Okay,
We were talking about, we were trying to fix another car, and she's like, "Did you check the sparks?
Did you start
and plugs?"
And the sparks.
And now, whenever we're going somewhere, we always say that.
We do.
Phil's like, he's like, "No, Missy, I did not check the sparks." You're insulting now.
You guys just go rip a bunch of spark plug wires off. They couldn't figure out the order to put them back.
Yeah.
We did.
Yes.
We did.
So it legit wouldn't run.
Yeah, legit would not run.
They thought they weren't going back.
We were getting very nervous.
You guys got an extra day in printing time.
We did. It was a great time too.
Yeah, there was the firing order, and you got to put those plugs back on a certain way. But we just go in there and we're just tearing stuff out there like a madhouse.
We knew nothing.
The engine goes rolling down over there.
There's the music. We're going to break. We'll be right back on Hillbilly Broadcasting. Matter to me. We're back. We actually pretty well covered it on that last segment. We've been running about 32 minutes.
We're all thoroughly embarrassed.
We're thoroughly embarrassed. I'm sure we're all going to have psychological scarring.
It's so awkward sitting here amongst you all now.
Now that we know our most embarrassing moments.
So we'll take it around the table. Does anybody have any closing statements?
Pickles!
I love you, Phil.
That's an embarrassing statement.
No.
We're good. We'll shut it down. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube. We're going to try a couple other podcast venues as well. And for all of us here, we'll catch you next time on Hillbilly Broadcast.
Bye-bye.
Bye.